Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alaracanfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And I'm so glad my good friend, Rev.Bryan Rawls, is back with us today. And today we are talking about the Book of Shayata Winds and more. Let's see what that's all about, right, with Brian? We're going to be talking about the Book of Shayata Winds is the continuation of the Divine Divas and how they have played a big part in the evolution of sentient beings. What to expect the next half of 2021. That's really interesting for me. I want to know, it's been interesting, right? We're going to talk a little bit about the light language portal of the sun disk and the photonic transmissions of stellar light rays. And we're going to talk about the new era. So all that and so much more. We're also going to be taking live caller questions, doing some wonderful processes that, Brian is wonderful at, and who knows what else. So for those of you who don't know Brian, he has been with us many times before, so we're always happy to have him back. He's very talented, very gifted, psychic, intuitive. He's been working as an intuitive medium for a long time, since forever, it seems like. And he devotes himself to helping people find purpose in their life, provide guidance, as well as provide closure and comfort to those who have had souls dear to them pass beyond the veil without the opportunity to say goodbye. So he's a medium. He works with the guides, angels, archangels, fairies, elementals, gods and goddesses, celestial beings, and other galactic energies. He works with light language, so I'm sure we're going to hear some light language today like we do, and so much more. So I'm so glad that you're back with us, Brian. Welcome back.
Hello, Aaron. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. And it's an honor to be here. I know it's been a while, but I'm back.
Yay!
So
Awesome.
how have you been?
Well, it's been a challenge, as you know, but getting better every day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Getting better all the time. So I'm truly grateful for all the support and love and blessings from everyone. And, we're just moving forward. But like I said at the beginning of the call, I have had a sore neck for the past couple of days. So I really do not want to go over an hour and a half, because I just can't sit as comfortably, I don't think. So that's my only condition for today. It's like, I don't know if I can sit for more than that.
Okay.
But even that, I was just, somebody else, Diane, mentioned in the chat how, this is something that's going on for a lot of people, sore neck, etc., because of the intensities this week and last week. So maybe we can talk a little bit about that as well.
Okay, most definitely. Well, let me start off by basically introducing who the Divine Divas are. The Divine Divas have been in power since 2017. So it started with Akash, went to Sahara, then Nasira, then Polaris, Shayata Winds, and then 2022's energies will be revealed a little later. But the Book of Shayata Winds is each year on December 21st, which is winter solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere, and also the Southern Hemisphere, it would be summer solstice. So basically, those particular energies there, these basically come into power through that vortex, through that vortice of that particular solstice. And the reason for this is basically because the divine feminine energies have been back into power since 2012, since the Mayan calendar ended. So basically, the whole energy of Shayata Winds in this year is basically the first half of 2021 was basically a reset, and the second half is basically going to be an activation of spiritual evolution. So we are going to be evolving as spiritual beings at a much higher level, because we are going to be activating that super helix DNA. And that super helix DNA is just that triple, it's the creation code for the triple helix to be activated, because we actually have triple or 3 helixes going around our DNA. And the reason for the 3 is because 3 is a very powerful number, and also is a teacher code and a wisdom code. So basically, after the opening of the Book of Shayata, these particular energies have activated a lot of understanding of divine wisdom, a lot of understanding to basically reflect in on ourselves and really get to know ourselves from an inner point of view. I know in 2020 it was all we were all cooped up together and we got to know each other. All right, we got to know the energy of spiritual relationships. And then in 2021, it's all about our spiritual relationship with ourselves. Okay, so it's about a like from December 21st of 2020 to now. Basically, what's happening here is that the energies, obviously with the Gemini Sag square that we just had, as well as also the energies of the summer solstice, and summer solstice, and also the energies of Saint John the Baptist Day, and then the full moon, and then Saint John's Eve. We had a big old smack dead right in our heart chakra, because our heart chakra is where the physical body and the spiritual body meet. All right, that's our place of understanding. That's our place of realization, or self-realization, for lack of a better understanding of it. But Shayata has basically came in and began to start raising the DNA frequency for us, and allowing for this frequency to be to become available to all of us, not just available to some of us that go to metaphysical healers, or etc. etc. It's allowing us to realize that we can do this on our own. We can do this basically from a facilitated point, or from a self initiated point. So I'm really big on self-empowerment. And the reason for this is because why should I keep all my teachings to myself when I can empower others to make a difference in their surroundings as well? So basically, Shayata has been informing me of certain things that are happening in 2021 through June to about mid-August. All right. And basically what's happening is there is a Sirius stargate, a Sirius super solar stargate that happens. Well, there's 3 particular dates for this, okay, because there's 3 particular stargates that you're going to go through. And that is the first, when Sirius and the Sun are conjunct, and that happens on July 5th through the 6th, okay? So when that happens, we are going to be receiving a lot of light codes coming into our body. And as those light codes come into our bodies, it's going to be activating those fire letters. Now, I don't know if anybody knows what a fire letter is, but my understanding of what a fire letter is basically it's the flame geometries, which basically pierce through the 3 veils of conventional relativity. Okay, so basically, which opens the eyes to see wondrous divine wisdom for what it truly is. Okay, so as we open up that understanding of a fire letter, it automatically brings in those belief systems and those values of receiving these fire letters for what they are worth. Okay, because we can activate things by just simple receiving or reception or being open. Okay, we don't have to sit there and say 5866 da 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 and call up a psychic and say, hey, I need my DNA activated. We can actually bring this stuff into ourselves just by realizing a understanding of what it is to call this in for self-realization, for self-empowerment, for making that command and showing that divine spark of God within you. So
Awesome.
I hope that's basically a little bit broken down for folks in layman's terms, but the energy is really thick. Okay, so July 5th through the 6th is the Sun conjunct Sirius, and then July 12th through the 13th there's another Stargate. Okay, and then June 23rd, I believe it is. There is another Stargate, and then that right there basically opens it up to allow for the 8-8 Lions Gateway to come open. Okay, so we have 4 major Stargates and gateways opening all within a 4-week period. Okay,
Wow.
so that's going to be like smack dead in our third eyes and our crown chakras, because these are solar codes. And for those of you that do sun gazing, which is very good for the third eye, for those of you that do grounding techniques of taking off your socks and shoes and walking barefoot on the ground, those are going to come through your feet, but they're still going to be solar codes. Okay, because Mother Earth is receiving these codes too, so she can be brought up into a higher frequency herself. And obviously, I know a lot of people may look at the Schumann resonance or may study the Schumann resonance, but Mother Earth has actually climbed in the hertz of what she is actually admitting. So I think it was like a 7.3, before 2012 started, and then once like 2016, 2017 came along, it was activating that energy up a little bit more, and then about 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021, that is basically bringing up that whole octave. It's going to bring in a more higher octave of light. And as that octave of light comes into understanding, we are given specific symbols to work with, like one's behind Alara's head. The seed of, I think that the seed of life, the one that looks like the little cross stitch that your grandma used to do. That is one of the symbols that we are that we use. The pentagram is one of the symbols that we use, or excuse me, the pentacle, because this right here is a pentacle. Just the star itself is a pentagram. Okay, so those this serves as a portal. Okay, that serves as a portal for spiritual energy, just to basically download within you just by looking at it. Okay, so so do know that even while we are just talking regular, you are still receiving light codes, and these light codes are coming through the portal of where my abilities have originated from. Okay, so these particular energies are going to activate more of the light body, more of the 12th dimensional light body, because we are actually traveling in multiple dimensions at this very time, because we have 5 other dimensional cells going on at the same time as this one. Okay, so get that. How do we manage to have 5 other dimensional cells running at the same time as this one? Well, it's very easy, because we as hybrids, or we as human species, cut with elemental and starseed, and cut with angelic and and tulpa energy. Basically, what all this does is this basically creates an understanding all in itself. And for those of you that don't know what a tulpa is, a tulpa is a thought form that is created into something like a spirit or entity. Like, say, for instance, my mirror, that would be a tulpa because I gave it a construct, or I gave it instructions to be able to allow me to see multidimensionally, or allow me to travel multidimensionally, because you can use a mirror and you can go places. Believe me, I have been. You can also go places in candle flames too. All right, so getting lost in a candle flame is amazing, and a very powerful activation for the third eye. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but you have a blue star upon your brow. Okay, this blue star upon your brow is activated in the energy of a pentagram. Okay, basically that right there opens up that portal of the energy of the soul. Okay, so this right here allows for the soul to come in and out, because the pineal gland is also where what we call where the master cell comes in. The master cell itself is actually what activates the soul to come into the fetus when we are babies. And if you were born naturally, you came through a stargate. Okay, if you were born C-section, you did not go through the stargate, so you will probably remember. You will probably remember everything about your past life, or about your future life, or even about little stuff here and there about your particular chart, or about your particular life. So with that being said, so when we go into the energies of, like, say, for instance, August through November, as we go through August through November, this is when, well, I'm going to say September and October is when it really happens. So Ophiuchus is going to be in the sky, okay? For all of you folks that don't know what Ophiuchus is, it's a new constellation that popped up. And Ophiuchus is also ruled by the god, or the Roman god of war, which is Mars, okay? And when Ophiuchus is in the sky, what's going to happen is there's going to be some really harsh energies that you really need to protect yourself from, as well as also put up shields around your home, around places in general that you inhabit, and that you and also for people that you love, because it may look like it's getting well, but it's trying to shift into a good place. But us not awake humans, we are making it difficult. Okay, so the unawakened are making it so difficult that it is literally making people sick. It's literally making people sick with illnesses, with things that were written in their chart that maybe was just a lesson, but they are holding on to it because they're scared of change. They don't want to change. They don't want to instantaneously heal. And the energy of theta is coming back really big here. And I don't know if anybody has worked with theta healing or anything like that, but theta is a brainwave. And when we are in a theta state, we are able to change and awaken and understand divinity. Okay. And through the ages of 0 through about 7, 8, 9, we tend to understand the world around us by a way of perceiving things through a sixth sense. But once we hit past the energy of 7, 8, 9, 10, we lose it. So basically, the whole energy of things are about to change. So we need to get ready for this change. And that's where the sun dial comes in. Okay. The sun dial is actually, it was used to tell time. It was used in ceremonies. It was used in many different things. Okay. But the sun dial holds on to codes that are literally, it's a construct or a tulpa. Okay, it's a thought form that is created. Sorry, I just saw that pop up on the chat. But the energy of that is basically, it's the energy of where we are headed from in the months of September and October. Just make sure that you grid your home in black tourmaline. Put up the biodome type energetic structure. Also speak light language around your home. Also, you can mix frankincense, myrrh, and also white eggshells, and put it in a like a watery type. Well, you can put it in water and just mix it up, and then circle it around your yard for protection. Protection is what we are needed during this time of September, October, into a little bit of November. Okay, so as November into December 21st happens. So this is my favorite part of the year, not only just because I get to stuff my face and I get a bunch of gifts, but it's the energy of it. It's the energy of gathering, the energy of community, the energy of being around folks. All right. And believe me, 2020 was difficult for me. Very. But anyway, as I was saying, around December 20, November, or the last part of November into December 21st is actually when the energy of it's when the energy of the sun dial comes back into play. Okay, so the sun dial is in play now, but it's going to shift like this and then level out. All right, as it shifts like this and levels out, we are going to be opening to a new reigning divine diva. And once we open to a new reigning divine diva, it's going to be outrageously, instantaneously smacking you right in the forehead with spiritual realizations, understandings of creation, new experimentations, new understandings, but there's still going to be some duality there. So understand that duality is not going to just fly away and go bye-bye, because that's not how it works. All right, but this is going to also activate another set of fire letters for us around December 21st of 2021, because this is when the divine diva Anavia comes into play. Her name is Anavia or Anavia. I don't know exactly. She just gave me the name probably about, I would say 6 hours before the show. So I had to add her in there, because if I didn't add her in there, she was going to get mean with me. But that is basically when Anavia comes into play. And when Shayata Winds goes into slumber. But remember, Shayata Winds only slumbers for 33 weeks. And as she slumbers for 33 weeks, she will come back in. She will come back in and surround humanity and human consciousness to protect it, while the next reigning diva steps in and begins to make changes for 2022. And 2022 is going to be one of those times where it basically, it's like all things on the table, everything, veils being lifted, disclosure happening, admittance happening, understanding of the lies and the hogwash that the white collars tell us. So all that's going to be laid out on the table. Everything's going to be shown, and everything's going to be brought into the light, so that we can begin to start bettering ourselves and really holding at that fifth dimensional frequency, because we are in the fifth dimension. This is the reason why we are feeling like absolute crap at the moment. Okay, there have been times during the past couple of weeks that it's been hard for me to even go out the house. All right, let alone try to energetically deal, but the energy of all of this is, or all of the things that are coming out and lifting, and basically allowing for us to realize what we are as sentient beings, because we are not all human beings. Okay, we are hybridized beings. Okay, and there's the energy that basically, once you begin to start realizing that you have these flags or markers in your genetics or in your DNA, then the energy is going to be more at face value, for lack of a better understanding of it. But the Shayata Winds codings are needed for the evolution of humanity. But with these codes generated out of the basic chain of DNA, allowing for the triple helix to be created. Okay, so when the triple helix starts to create, or is created, that is when a Navia comes into play. A Navia is basically activating that realization of continuance of climbing that dimensional ladder, that metaphysical understanding of reality and all that is. Okay, so basically with all of this, we are under a strong activation of spiritual evolution right now. And as we are under this activation, it's turning on different transmitters and frequencies inside our brain, which basically are making a lot of us awaken in certain ways that we are unfamiliar with. So we're getting ready to do some energy work, if y'all are all ready. And this is basically the activation of this is basically the activation of the sun disk and some of the photonic transmissions of stellar light rays. Okay, so the sun disk is going to be in a circle around. Okay, so if you see the energy of a circle, or the energy surrounding you in a circle, don't worry, it's just the sun disk. Okay, and then the photonic transmissions of stellar light. All right, so this is basically the light codes that come from the stars. And everybody's probably wondering, well, it's daytime out, there are no stars. Yes, there are. They are many stars. Okay, there are stars everywhere around us. Okay, so basically what this is our minds, when we are in a regular waking state, we have anywhere from 6 to 8 we have anywhere from 6 to 8 cubic square or cubic centimeters of light coming into our body. But when we are in a meditative state or a state of oneness or peace or tranquility, or in that state of of being able to just have rest and relaxation, we are transmitting more light from our body, and I believe it runs anywhere from like 20 to 25 centimeters per square of light coming in. So it's a huge difference. All right, it's a big, huge difference when we are at an energy of relaxation, of rest, of not being at that fast pace all the time. And and obviously 2020 had to happen for us to slow down a little bit. All right, because we were moving way, way too fast. And then 2021 comes along and resets us. And then the ending part of 2021 starts activating that triple helix. And then the Divine Diva and Avia comes in and begins to start making big changes. So we are going to bring in the sun disk and the photonic transmissions of stellar light rays, and then we'll speak about the new era. So take some deep breaths in, everyone. And I will be using different instruments. Well, not different instruments. I'm going to say different spiritual instruments to transmit this energy, and just allow for this energy just to flow. And please make sure that your feet are flat on the floor during this, so you do not experience any type of wobbliness or dizziness and fall out of your chair or anything like that. Stuff like that has happened, so if it happens, I'm sorry. But take deep breaths in. And I call upon Mother, Father, God, my guides, the angels, the ascended masters, and all the beings of light from on high, as we align with our mighty I Am presence, the highest light of who I am and who I have forever been, to assist me with the following: facilitation of the sun disk dial and the photonic transmission of stellar light. Take a deep breath in. Oko de lura mokoti shandara hayate esituro no koti himbo ura. Gendolo kota hashata de elokosauro mokoti in equa. De la kota emburashi ne kiastua. Zanduro kurite imukata anjana kiasta salo kurete etiki. Votunda rashete mura asahanakia. Rati muun. Vada malakata yeste histiatu ureshtu todo ore imakai. Veno hora at ayastu sud ut embo akata ar. Dele si hovara ando ukute eshin. Iwata ala koto oreshata anama akis. Zebara te helo koto urate ki embehela kata ash. Rotes tu nama kindele ke hela rote muna ash. Indela si dembo kudamburandlo. Vite bokuta ashtate hila sahat ayamne in. Hila krashtu uranu uk enda ine it estua atai. Damahare testede quandare inetianu. Vadabahash urek ela stala kapatara inetiendu uta ayua. Itaurukate tu kushanare itapakoto o. Pride quandare testio tu uresta hamada ayeti. Bokote mokora. Ilakata histu rasti sete namu. O kundau ho. Bilarinde heun. Arende hela ho. Turristamboku demono. Ella crede si chiamata ayete. Urrendo makute la tositonda. Velesi. O demboku. La prima hatailes duras tuakatai. Velen moho unau retes. Pocotes lumar ide elakowa. Ele pakatahin. Ele siasanwa. Ele tembukutes tuandawa taiwan aru. Velokutes yundau nar ide ebaro kutelum. Delum. Delo resturen mo, dau ustaud ambaun. Ile pequata, corratu kunda estis, vile riana kunda uretua, jaro kutestumba at aestisi, delakia, protestum, vile quaratakias, vare te fetenua. Rote tukum. Barata tu sud embara. Ridelo kurokusten. Voratu kotas tumbara atakia. Rishandeles. Zutemo kunaar. Vela potokuras pisi andara rekistembu. Rituadan butokus. Visden berete ki dukumanaas. No ne numanaar. Ne manahana ne ele. Muna nana atapokute humanaar. Veba berestio tokustemdu. Rimukote manadate istea. Zede blokus. De lepekata yeleped eles. Zot u de lakwar. Ni mananana ayate lepetelo ku. And deep breath in, bringing that energy up and through the root chakra and through the sacral, up through the solar, into the heart, into the throat, into the third eye, down into the well dreams of the back of the head, up and out the crown chakra, doubling back into the fourth eye where your head was soft when you were a baby, beaming down into the pineal gland, all the way down the Sushumna, Activating the 8-cell blueprint at the perineum. And take a deep breath in, falling in the light of the Pisces constellation to ground you out 5 miles down, 5 miles out, around the crystalline core of Mother Earth. Bring the energy back up. And allowing for it to meet in the heart to adjust the symbological point. And that was just adjusting the symbological point. And now when you're ready, you can now open your eyes and just allow for the energy just to flow. It may flow for probably about maybe 15 to 25 more minutes. It's basically going to activate more codes for more activations to go on. So don't be surprised if you're not activating tomorrow, activating the next day, activating the other day. And I would highly recommend going back and listening to this replay, because there's lots of information, lots of things that you can do, lots of things that that you can prepare for, and also major activation.
Awesome. Thank you. No, that was awesome. I know, we're still receiving, right? And we're still activating, and we're going to continue, but yeah. Thank you. So Diane says most grateful to bring us all together here with you, Brian. So thank you. How's everybody doing? You would definitely want to drink some water and keep your feet on the ground for just a few more minutes to help ground all that energy, okay? So how do we put up our hands? Somewhere, it's there somewhere, but
I know, I don't know how either.
I know, right? It's like, you guys should know by now. Yeah. I got your message, Janina, so I just give me 1 second. Okay, so Brian, do we have time to take a few questions?
Of course. I always have time. I always have time to help people. That's what I'm here for.
I'm still yawning. All right, so Destiny has had her hand raised for a long time. So Destiny, you want to unmute yourself?
Hey, hi, Brian.
Hello, how are you?
Oh my goodness, I'm holding in there. Holding in there. I appreciate your activation.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you can tell me, well, what's happening is I feel like I'm definitely clearing karma. And I mean, and you and I actually worked through some of that in the beginning. But right now, today, I just feel like there's a lot of heavy weight, and I'm wondering what is showing up that's bringing all this density feeling. I just feel really heavy right now.
Okay, so just focus where the density is. Okay, focus where the density is for me. Let me see. What I'm seeing is in your stomach and the digestive tract. Kind of. Okay, then floating up into the throat. So there's something that you want to say, but I don't know what it is. Let's see. Okay, so this is.
Are you there?
Yeah, he's frozen. So hopefully he'll come back.
Showing.
Okay.
There he is. He's back.
This is my sign for a peace sign, and that that they either are showing me that someone is saying,
It's interesting that when he starts to talk, we can't hear him.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and I think we just lost him, so he'll have to call back in.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I'll call back in.
hi, I'm sorry. Hello.
You're there? Yeah, there you
Yep,
are.
I'm here. I'm so sorry. My
No,
internet
it keeps dropping.
went out. Hey, Destiny, you back there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here. It keeps dropping every time you go to tell us our message.
Okay, so basically what is going on here is that your inner peace has been disrupted. This is showing up in the pit of your stomach at the sacral chakra, flowing up into the solar and into the heart and the throat. So those are the main chakras that you need to work with. And these would be to work with like flow, personal power, sexual energy, intimacy energies, also even speaking your truth. So these are the things that I am seeing that you need to specifically work on. So what I'm going to do for you real quick is I'm just going to do a quick clearing on you. So I want you to take some deep breaths in, Destiny. La cruz te stumba kataki ele hurra pukut hemwa rashtendolo kote hesi. Vok urrando ot embokuta are it ebostuan. Dela kota hasate de be ela ku akota emi ite elukuba at janwa. Red emunka de elokuresh tu mana as brit et una akat et undela. Jelok andare indela dare indele mukustanda la petelo sut. Okay, so Destiny, this is also happening on two other dimensional lifetimes, or two other dimensional selves or lives that you're currently running at this time. So I went ahead and cleared them out of that those particular lifetimes and in this one. So what you need to do is you need to continue to purge. You need to continue to release, and I would also recommend maybe a juicing fast, or maybe a water fast, or maybe even doing you a sea salt cleanse. But
Okay.
other information, I know I do have some special packages that are posted on Valera's page. Check them out.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Destiny.
Thank you, Lara.
You're welcome. So there was, I know we're going to go to Janine in a second, but before that, there was a question in the chat a long time ago. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Michelle, I don't know if you're still here, but there was a question that she had. I don't think she's here anymore. Oops, sorry, Michelle. And I think so. If somebody wrote a question in the chat before, please write it in again. Okay. So Janine, you want to unmute yourself?
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi. Thank you. I just want to say as your call started and I sat down, I got so hot. I started getting so nauseous. It was the most intense call of energy I've ever felt in all the calls I've ever done. And I'd like to know what was, because I was looking at that star on the wall, and what was happening? Was I downloading? What was going on? And then also I would just want to understand where I'm at now and where I'm going, because I'm feeling very lost and stuck in my life, and I'm
Okay, so
like,
the
I don't
reason
know.
why you are stuck, and the reason why you are drawn to the star is because this star has been around since like 5 BC. Okay, this is a really old star. Okay, so basically this energy, it activates people in ways to transform or transmit into folks' energy fields. Okay, And basically what's happening is you're remembering lifetimes of when you used this symbol or this talisman or this amulet to basically create create realities, create things, create beliefs, create desires. And what this star is what this particular symbol will continue to do for you if you continue to use it and really get to know it, get to know the pentagram or the pentacle for really what it is and what it represents. You will find yourself in the nature-based religions, and you will also find yourself that you are of the nature kingdom. You hold very close affinity to the fairies, to the little people. And for those of you that don't believe me, I can show you pictures of fairies. I can show you pictures of many different things. So contact me if you don't believe me. But there is definitely a connection to the Fae realm or to the nature kingdom. So you would work really well with doing some herbal research, maybe even doing some mineral and crystal research, because this will activate more of your soul's memory for basically why you came here in this particular era to make such a change, because you're holding on to the wounded healer. You're holding on to the wounded healer archetype, and that archetype is basically slowly suffocating you. So what we're going to do is we're going to release this energy of okay. So just take some deep breaths in, focus on that energy of loss, emptiness, not feeling like you're on the right path, etc., etc. O kotelo krondolo kotehele rote stumba are berhele kundao urepefenwara astayestukumana. Ritestor ekomokotehela rok estumbara ai. Vile tekitor, vambere helekiest, rotelos, uzud endo horato kunenema aritele hurambokut. Belokotamu hana kritesto koporokte ela kopata as. Zepate ela kota ama apate elehite ba ot ustamwa. Rile poto rato kustambokote ela pokota aish. Kret ambahatale estesiat. Arepavata ashtunda la baka ayete elesi. Vorembo kundela rastumbaki. Udemburo kote elakata rashtumbawa taisti simbokotai. O tot embako. De las tiambastundere helepikiasto sambu. Bahala pakela kiata ala pata esia sundawa. Vut ambe eleke elesia pota ashtu anda ala pata estisiet. Vukote hembolo kote ela pata ash. Lele bukandawa. Zelestia sa andre be etele zelo kote ashtu. Vela pota mukutes. Bod emba ala kate in. Vide bete ashtun. Vas tepet sahas te hestiana. Valatahi, ahokataish, lakesht. And just release on the breath, allowing for all that energy of loss, emptiness, fear, rejection, not knowing if something's your path, not knowing if you're on the right path. Releasing that from every single cell of your body, every single memory pattern of your body, every single meridian, every single muscle, every single blood droplet. And then for every fiber of your being. Take a deep breath in. Just allow for the energy just to flow. All right, Janine, and how are you feeling?
Thank you. I cried a lot. And thank you. I feel very hot and very like out of it.
So the
Thank
hot
you.
energy is also known as spiritual healing. Whenever you feel hot energy, it's spiritual healing. Whenever you feel cold energy, it is physical healing.
Yes, now I'm getting cold, from hot to cold now. And like a very sore head, but it's been going on through your whole show as well. Moving pain, lots of pain, moving, physical pain, and head like dizziness.
Yeah, just breathe through
Inside
that pain.
pain.
The pain is actually coming out of your dura fluid in your spinal cord. Okay, what it is when you have stuck beliefs, and this is what one of my teachers told me. When you have stuck beliefs, and when you have stuck beliefs, and when you have also stuck emotions and whatnot, you basically have this energy of basically like a concrete energy that is surrounding your spinal cord. And understand that your spinal cord is like shoved straight in the center of your brain, and it basically sends signals throughout the body. So if your spinal cord is not in motion, and you cannot move around, and you cannot basically if you have back pain, middle back pain, upper back pain, it means that you have some stuck beliefs and stuck emotions that you really need to release from. So contact me and I'll be more than happy to help.
Thank you so much, Rev.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Janine. Okay, so awesome. So Alexandra, you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, okay, I did it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to ask, but there's my life seems like it was like hijacked in 1999 July, and I've been just sick ever since then. I mean, I'm unable to work.
Okay, so you have been abducted. Okay, you are also what I would call a braided soul. Okay, you have many different types of fragments of yourself that are braided together. Okay, which that's not a problem. We can fix it. We can bring back all the soul fragments, bring back what it is that you are, and what it is that you have the power within inside you. Because remember, you're the pillar. You're the pillar of light. That light has to ascend. And once it ascends up to that 7th plane energy or that 12th dimensional energy, then we're all good. We're all good to go. We are eternal. All right. That divine spark within all of us, which is our soul, is our eternal. There's nothing that can kill that. There's nothing that can make that go away. So once you allow for that, to allow for your soul to shine through your physical reality, your physical body, you will be much more happier, because I believe you got fragments of yourself being a 16th century witch in play. I feel as if you have energy of being abducted in play. You also have energy of a midwife in play and a caregiver. But this caregiver energy is weird because it's not caregiving for someone. It's almost like caregiving for yourself. Or are you a caregiver?
Oh, I was for my mother.
Okay, so this is your mama probably coming in too. So
I mean, she had really bad dementia, Alzheimer's, schizophrenia. If it's in a book, she had it. And I looked after her until she died. And it was really horrible. And I know that she entered my, passed away. She just went whoosh into me. And I've been carrying her, this weird dementia, Alzheimer's.
Let's release your mom and let your mom go back to the light, because she is a being without a physical body now. Okay, she is a being without a physical body, whether she's getting ready to reincarnate or if she's getting ready to take on an assignment. But I feel as if these particular fragments of yourself is your belief that you're going to be, or that you're going to develop dementia, or what she had. Okay, so some of these fragments are out of fear, and then some of these fragments are real. Okay, because you are abducted and you are a braided soul. So what I'm going to tell you here is, let's go ahead and release discarnate energies, and I want your feet flat on the floor.
Thank you.
And creator of all it is commanded that Alexandra release all discarnate energy from every fiber of being. All discarnate energies, all energies of mother, all energies of maybe a father, grandfather, grandmother, any energies that do not belong to Alexandra, please release yourself from this being. This being has a light of her own to shine through. I command you out. I command you to go into the light. Zetoko shendromok dayando rekite suma ad ayete elesi. Do mokran ine equata ashtayano. Ridela cuesta aguas manu okune ele. Elesto rastumba da carite. Dolo custambo cotela rana. Numanai, nukosta rostes. Mukadama akate emo ata ashtan. Enum down dehu. Zela crine kunda rotes turanda ho. Zepata kashti mokada ashta. Zimba estusta si in ek. Krata asht. Nem nem it. Var it ek da asht amni in e. Ra no ok usta sataki ele. Kropoto. Joto kumana ast. Zet ele krondo. Vatu standara ayete ele sikimuma. That lele kwa hatakwa as anu kute moana. Dela kapoto shandure esta sika mana ast. Zakwata anda akoto urish. Vandola pakote emaar. Id et emut at et okta anda ayestele sid emmokut amborokote larande helea samboroku indawa. Arrestes. Durabokosheta him. Bihindawa. Reskundarabar. Sid bandolo kutamu. Arrest. Zeta kabarkush. Ibodanduru kumanana arrestes. Bokote ebokota ana. Rit estumbara astela kutiama ar. Ho urate. Mut emuna. Hile testu kokotisim. Vot ambade elekatiama. Histashti meninu. And deep breath in. Okay, so you had a couple of discarnate energies in your body. I'm not going to basically necessarily call your mama a discarnate energy. I'm going to basically say that your mom was there, but there was also fragments of a negative entity where I had to kind of get loud to. All right, I had to kind of get down and dirty and tell it off. Okay, so basically what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to basically keep an eye on how your moods go. Okay, and let me know, say for instance, if your moods fluctuate to where like anger, sadness, happiness, anger, sadness, happiness, if they're like roller coaster. If they're roller coaster, then you need to let me know, because we are going to probably have to do another clearing. Okay, but most of the discarnate energies left, and do remember that sometimes it's a process to release discarnate energies due to the person not wanting to let them go, maybe not being comfortable in letting them go, maybe not feeling as if they can actually change for the better. So maybe you need to reevaluate your life in a little bit of ways. So maybe get you a pen and paper and jot down when you're by yourself, maybe over a cup of tea out in the garden, jot down what you like about yourself. Make you a pro and a cons list. Anything that you enjoy about yourself, write it down on the positive list. Anything that you think negative about yourself, write it down on a negative list. And then take a snap of it or a picture of it and send it to me, and we'll work on it. Okay?
Okay. Oh, thank you so much.
You are very, very welcome.
The stuff that you saw, the reason my mother had all this dementia and everything, because she was taking over. She had all this, I mean, she was totally full of entities. And then I got it after, like when she went into me, I inherited the same.
Normally when a mother passes and a daughter is watching over their mother, and if you were maybe in the same room or in the same house when she passed, or even have that connection when she passed, that basically made a transference or transfer of energy. Okay, so all ancestral energies go into basically the next in bloodline. All right, so say for instance, if it was your mother, it would be you. Okay, so if she has any other child, sometimes they split. All right, so since it's just one, so I would most guarantee that mama didn't know exactly how to leave. All right, because a lot of souls don't.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Very welcome.
Good. Thank you, Alexandra. Good luck with that. Keep us posted, okay?
Okay.
That was pretty intense. Okay, so I want to I know we have some more questions and so on, but I want to take I want to take a moment and talk about the special offers that we have from Bryan. So these are all available at alara.at/show/Bryan7, BRYAN7. I'm going to put the link in the chat, but Bryan, can you talk a little bit about the packages, about what a like a 30-minute session entails, what a 60-minute session entails, and then as well as the light language activations, etc.
Okay, so with the 30-minute intuitive reading, basically what that entails is I will basically answer any questions pertaining to love, relationships, any particular questions that are related to spiritual understanding or spiritual wisdom or spiritual path. Also, in the 30-minute intuitive reading, I like to run through the chakras real quick. And obviously you can tell with me speaking real fast that we can get through a lot in 30 minutes. So so do not worry about if you don't have much money, you have to go for the $97 one, because that one would be perfect for someone that's on a budget, because you get also a light language activation, which this light language activation is basically to activate more of your solar codes and more of your light codes to better spiritually evolve. Now in package B, a 60-minute intuitive reading with me is a little bit different, because I will run through the chakras, and I will also see exactly if there is any types of emotions or anything, beliefs that you want to clear. Basically, I will allow you to ask some questions, and the only thing that I will not do is do a full-blown mediumship reading, because a full-blown mediumship reading, how I do mediumship reading is you basically got to feed your ancestors or feed your loved ones and then do your reading. Okay, so I give offerings before the session and then I go into mediumship reading, but that's not what the package be about. But now if like a past loved one is in your energy field already and I detect them real quick like that, then obviously I will give you the message. But unless if they're not already in your energy field or already standing to attention, I'm not going to call on them. I'm not going to do that in a 60-minute reading. Okay, that's the only thing I'm not doing an intuitive reading. Then the 2 light language activations. So basically, the 2 light language activations basically are, well, the first one is it will begin your solar and lunar codes that will activate your soul's wisdom and your memories. Okay, the soul's memories. Okay, the second light language activation will activate your psychic abilities and healing abilities to further your spiritual development. Okay, these particular activations will be actually personalized, so they are activations that will be actually sent to you. So these particular light language activations will take about anywhere from I would say 72 hours to probably about 72 hours max to fully record them and make sure they get to you within purchase. Now, I will also say that in item 3 and package number 2, there is a Starseed DNA numerical code healing practitioner training. Okay, now I know that's a mouthful, but this is basically, I already have one set of practitioners. I'm trying to get this particular healing modality more known. So basically, what this is it is basically a DNA activation slash, you can use them for different reasons, okay? And they are worked by numbers that were given to me by particular stars or stars energy. This is a 120-minute class, and I have not planned the date yet because I'm trying to line up students. I'm trying to get more information in the manual, because you will receive a manual before the class begins, and also probably when I announce the class or give information for the class. I will probably more than likely end up sending the manual then, because I would like for you to read it beforehand. But the date is to be determined. Then in item or package C. Now, I know it's a little pricey, but this particular, you get 6 items. And item number 1 is obviously a 60-minute intuitive reading. Item number 2 is the 2 light language MP3s. Item number 3 is the Starseed DNA numerical code healing practitioner training. Item number 4 is the 7 Pleiadians, or the 7 Pleiades MP3 recordings. Okay, this is basically a ceremony that I commenced during the last Pleiadian lineup, and that was between May 15th and May 21st. We have another Pleiadian alignment coming in November, from November 15th through November 22nd. And this basically is a ancient circle ceremony where I will go into, it's where I went into trance, and it allows for each keeper of each star to speak through me, whether it be translated in English language or one of the various Pleiades dialects that I am unaware of. But I know these are codings that the planet is needing at this time, and that's why I'm presenting this to the magical community. There will be a total of 7 activations that will be emitted from my vocal cords. Obviously, you done heard that. They'll be anywhere from approximately 3 to 7 minutes. And these activations activate the ancient Pleiadian strand within your DNA. Now, most starseeds on planet Earth have that Pleiadian strand in your DNA, give or take. And this basically activates, this automatically activates your soul's purpose, your soul's memory, and these will basically start coming to the surface after you listen to the 7 recordings. Now, item number 5 is the Pleione and Atlas Divine Mother and Father activation. All right, Pleione and Atlas are 2 stars within the Pleiadian constellation that during that ancient divine ceremony, the Divine Mother and Father came through and spoke to me and said to allow for the Mother and Father energy to, or Mother and Father archetype to be activated within me. Okay, so I allowed it to happen, and this particular energy is something that will allow you to really feel Creator's energy at just a slight whisk of a hand. Okay, you will literally feel the energy. You will literally feel the energy coming off of that recording, for lack of a better understanding. And then item number 6, which is one of my things that I'm very, very precious over, that's my freedom potion. And it's obviously some people may have heard of the have heard of the ingredients. Some people may have heard of the recipe. I don't know, but this is how to make it and also how to calibrate it. All right, and it's calibrated. You cannot necessarily buy this potion from another person in its already made form. You have to make this yourself, because what happens during the process of making it is you basically code it with everything that you need at that particular time. And each time that you make it, each new batch, to release and be free of all of the BS that is standing in your way, standing in your soul's purpose, standing in your soul's understanding of the new reality that we're in, or even the new era that we are in. And so definitely, if you saved back your pennies and you busted open your penny bank and was like, I have that much money, so I'm gonna get a package C, go right ahead, because you won't be sorry. But that's what my packages are all about. And I will tell you that it will definitely change your life.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brian. And yes, all those packages are available at alara.at/show/Brian7. I've actually worked with Brian in the past myself, and I actually have a session with him tomorrow. So I do like working with Brian. It's, you always get way more than you think you're going to, and he's very authentic and has a great deal of integrity. So I would, if you can get, any of the packages, I highly recommend it. Obviously, package C has the most value, and it has the most content as well. So if you can, and there are 2- and 3-part payment plans available as well for all of those plans. Okay, so please do take a look at them and choose which one works for you. Just tap into your knowing and tap into yourself and ask yourself, okay, I want to work with Brian, which one is, for my highest good. Yeah, and then just pick one. Okay, so I know we have to go in a few minutes, but there are just 1 or 2 more quick questions that I want to take, Brian, if that's okay. Angela was asking really quickly, because I know we've got 2 minutes. Angela, where are you? What should I expect in the next half year, especially with all these heavy energies? And I know we talked a little bit about this already, but I wanted to bring this for Angela because she's just gone through a difficult time with losing her brother, and family members are not very nice. And so she's,
okay. So basically what is happening here, Angela, is you are being heavily affected by these Gemini, Sagittarius squares, and also these new moons and full moons. Okay. Also, remember that we just came out of a Mercury retrograde, and Mercury just stationed direct on June 15th. So everything should start going even keel and be so much more level for you. Okay. Now I will tell you they do say that you definitely need to be more assertive, and also be more truthful in your feelings around your personal relationships and your serious relationships as well. Because what I'm seeing here is that there's always you giving, and them not giving you nothing back. Okay, there's not that proper energy exchange. You are giving too much of yourself. You are being, sweetheart, you're being used. You're, for lack of a without hurting your feelings, get you are probably better off not being around certain people than being around people that dim your light. Because Angela, you have a very bright light, and I see it, but you just have to believe it. Okay? I hope that helped you, Angela. And I know I don't know why I have to do this, but Marielle has her hand up, and there is like a question mark all over her head. So is there can I answer her real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I also took took care of my mother, like Alexandra.
Uh-huh.
My mother had Alzheimer, and one Reiki master said she had an energy vampire, but he got the vampire to leave just about 2 years before her death. But also, like Alexandra, my professional life and personal life are not progressing much.
Okay, so this psychic vampire or energy vampire, basically, when he may have left or it may have left, but really what's happening now is you are being you have been crossed up. Okay, being crossed up is a term that is used in root work and hoodoo. Okay, the folk magical tradition of hoodoo, which is Southern Baptist Bible magic. Okay, but I believe that what there is different magics stemming from this crossed up, but it's a simple fix. So do not worry, Ariel, because it's a simple fix. So I'm going to just real simply help you recognize it, and then I'm gonna basically allow for you to recognize it on your own, and then if you want to contact me, we can completely get rid of it, because this will give you some relief, but it's going to just keep coming back if we don't fully take care of it in ceremony or ritual. Okay, so I want you to just take a deep breath in real quick. Idere kuhureita mokuta hastam bukutesti himbe ela kohorata hinua ak ai imbere esiotur. Prata ki heshakona akota himona akota elasti. Rite tundara handere himbere henut dahasta yonuat. Zut ut elat raste. Rita mokuta esiata. Valepite ele cura an ad esteles diapatandre epiteid endolokut andarabat ende elekiondre bush rot evere is at ambre et aid emdrur and akist rapatukus vistemre et bokor in kenemene ekjast. Ila krete mokata astindere hesiamana ai. Pri et uk anda akist. Proshen monoko ime estiatan. Enundao. Deho nam de ila krete ndrayastun. Rista tekmana hasta sut amadaki. Resta kushayo no krashten. Reta ustokas. Reste siata am. Pile krat ud en moi. And take a deep breath in, bring that energy up and through your root chakra, in through your sacral, up and through your solar, into your heart, into your throat, up into the third eye, down into the well of dreams, up and out the crown chakra, doubling back into the fourth eye where your head was off when you're a baby, beaming down into the pineal gland, all the way down the Shoshana. Activating the exhale blueprint at the perineum. And deep breath in. Okay. All right, how you feeling, Mario?
I'm hot. I'm very
Yeah, a
hot.
lot of spiritual healing.
So you say I need a longer ceremony for the long
Yes,
thing?
you need to be totally cleared of all residual and actual energy, because you what they left upon you was an energy signature. Okay, an energy signature basically, if left there long enough, it can basically get bigger and multiply. Okay.
So with what package could I do that?
Well, obviously package 3 would be an amazing package for you, but if you are on a budget, I would say at least package B.
Mm.
Okay, because I would say about 60 minutes we could spend 30 minutes on your questions, and we could spend 30 minutes in ceremony. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Marielle, thank you for asking your question, and I hope that you receive some guidance through this, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you.
You're very
Awesome.
welcome.
Thank you, Mario. All right, so wow, what an amazing call. Lots of not just information and wisdom, but lots of processes, lots of energy moving. It's like Brian said at the beginning or earlier, he said, make sure you watch or listen to this again, because the activations are going to continue. I think they're still continuing, the one that you did, Brian, earlier, right? So definitely a powerful session, and be open to receiving the wisdom, receiving insights, receiving wisdom as you're moving forward. Definitely drink lots of water, ground, right? Get in touch with Mother Nature.
Oh, yeah.
Walk on the earth, whatever you got to do. Neo is here at my feet now, so which is nice. So he's like just lying here beside me. But you need to ground so you can have more ease with the energies as they're moving through you. And wow. So it's still moving. There's still lots happening, right? Right, Brian?
Oh, yes, there is. You will probably experience some movement of energies for at least probably the next hour.
Mhm.
And then you may have a gap that will last for probably about 5 hours of kind of cool, calm, and collective. And then it will ramp up again. And the ramp up is just actually due to the astrological configurement that we are under today. Because July 1st configurement or alignment is actually, I forget what the alignment's called, but it actually is, it's supposed to make the emotional energies and the emotions come up a lot. So you may work through a lot of emotions during the time of your healing. You may experience detoxing or discharging of energy whether this charge is peeing, going to the bathroom, throwing up, sweating profusely, being hot. Remember, hot energy is spiritual energy. Cold energy is physical healing energy. Okay?
Awesome. And
So-
also, right, also the next 4 weeks, there's like 4 different gateways or portals that are going to be creating a lot of intensity for all of us, right?
Oh yes, the portals are going to definitely be very monumental, and if by all means the ones that purchase the packages will also receive information about that ceremony or about a divine light ceremony that I'm having on July 6th. So if you are interested in any of that, make sure you purchase one of them packages, and I will give you the information to that to kind of let you know that that's going on. The information to that, these stargates are going to really be dramatic.
Mhm.
Okay, so prepare.
So
And
great.
yeah, they're going to be dramatic. I'm not going to lie to y'all, because lying to y'all and telling them that it's going to be all fluffy and feathery and all that is filling y'all with a bunch of BS, and I'm not about that.
So if we get a package A or package B, like a 30-minute session or a 60-minute session, will that help us to have more ease with all these portal?
Yes, that
Gateways.
will definitely allow for a lot more ease, because this will give you more focus, also even more soul memories to come up. Now I will tell you that I'm not gonna lie to you. You are going to probably go through some things if you purchase the package. So if you don't want to change, don't
Right.
work.
Yeah.
Because you're going to change.
Yeah, well, but that's why we're here, because we want transformation, we want change. That's why we're here. That's why we're on these calls. That's,
There you go.
yeah, awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you, Brian. Is there any other last message that you have for us that the
Let me see. Is there any other last messages, Shayata, that maybe Anavia or you want to say, or let me know? Okay. Okay, so all I hear is okay, so I hear the great crystal of Atlantis is within inside you. Okay.
okay,
So that is the activation of the helical rising of the star Sirius that will happen on June 6th. During that time, the great crystal of Atlantis will be activated within you.
wow,
And that is the solar stargate.
awesome. Whew, it's going to be intense. So,
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
for those of us who are already being challenged today, like this week, with neck issues, sore neck, etc., well, get better, and then we'll see what happens on Monday and Tuesday.
Exactly.
Yeah, awesome. Good. Thank you. And again, those packages with Brian are available at alara.at/show/Brian7, BRYAN7. I highly recommend you work with Brian. Like Brian said, it will change your life. It really will. I've had wonderful sessions with Brian in the past. I am having one tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. So thank you again, Brian. So glad you came back on the show. I know it's been a year or two. but I'm glad you're back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was awesome, so powerful, so intense, and lots of energies. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Alara, and thank you, everyone. I hope to speak to you all in a package, and much love to everyone. Let angel wings guide your dreams. Blessed be, and namaste.
And thank you, everyone, for all of your questions and comments. I know I didn't get to everybody, but thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support and love as well. And yeah, until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Valentina. Thank you for being here. Hi, Lena.
Hi.
So glad you're here. Thank you, Alexandra. And thank you, Betty, for the wonderful comments in the chat, and everybody else, Lori and Diane, thank you for your support as well. Thank you,
Thanks
thank
so
you.
much.
Oh, thank you. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye. Let us know about your session.
I will. Yes,
Okay.
I will. Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Take care. Love
All right.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Janine. Thank you. All right, everyone. Bye for now.